تحياتنا للجميع. إلى هولندا.
إلى هولندا. What if I could travel around the world in 80 days? I actually did it, and here's how. In this video, I will show my dream journey around the world in 80 days.
Very nice. Wow. Look wonderful.
Where in the middle between the four pillars, and where exactly is where Jesus Christ baptized?
Peru. Cheers, Peru.
Cairo.
Welcome,
Cairo.
Cairo.
Okay.
Okay. Hi guys, and welcome again to a new video on my YouTube channel. And thanks a lot for stopping and watching this video. Welcome to Yangqingmin Mountains. Over the past year, I have already shared more than 50 videos from this incredible journey. But now I want to bring it all together in this special video. The summary of my trip around the world in 80 days. I started and ended this journey in Toronto, Canada, where I live, traveling in one direction from city to city until I circled back home. Along the way, I explored 21 cities across 12 countries, choosing to cover all 6 continents of the world. Today, I am sharing the highlights about this unforgettable journey. عبد الرحيم يا الجمل مالك تعبان والله نايم شوف تعب بده اكل ايه بده شوية اكل. Since I was young, I dreamed of traveling around the world in 80 days. I remember hearing about the famous French novel by Jules Verne, published in 1872, where village folk attempt this challenge with trains and ships. I always thought, could I ever do that myself? On May 23rd, 2018, I finally turned that childhood dream into reality. Back in 1872, traveling around the world in 80 days was nearly impossible. Today, with the modern transportation, it is much easier, and I want to show you that it's possible for anyone with the dream and the passion to make it happen. Money? Oh.
Gracias. Gracias.
Before we take off on this first flight, I want to share a quick note. This journey actually happened back in 2018. At that time, I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I couldn't share it then. Since starting my channel in December 2022, I have been bringing these stories to life, and I am excited to finally share this trip with you now. Here we are in Toronto International Airport, going to San Francisco. My adventure officially began in Toronto, Canada, where I live. With a heart full of excitement and a childhood dream finally coming true, I boarded the first flight that would lead me to San Francisco, the very first stop on my dream adventure. Arriving in San Francisco felt like the perfect getaway to the world. I stood in awe of the Golden Gate Bridge, explored Fisherman's Wharf, and enjoyed the views of the bay.
This is San Francisco. Woo!
Nice! In San Francisco City, I learned the Golden Gate Bridge is one of the most photographed bridges in the world. So tell us something about San Francisco.
Oh man, the people are amazing. Culture is vibrant. We've got the ocean, we've got food, we've got coffee, we've got beer. Come to San Francisco if you feel like you want to belong somewhere.
So here we are in Taipei, Taiwan. Nice! Perfect! From San Francisco, I endured a marathon of flights spanning approximately 36 hours, including layovers and waiting time at various airports, before finally touching down at Taipei Airport to begin my first visit to Southeast Asia, which will include 7 more cities across 3 countries. Taipei is a city where modern skyscrapers meet centuries-old temples. Taipei amazed me with its traditional temples. I visited Langshan Temple, which was built in 1738 by settlers from Fujian during Qing rule. Then headed to Yangmingshan National Park, where I could see the Asian natural beauty, offering a breathtaking blend of hot springs, hiking trails, and volcanic landscapes, providing a nature escape just a short drive from the city center. If you are drawn to historical charm, the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Park, with its iconic architectures and wide open squares, is a testament to Taiwan's rich history. Chiang Kai-shek. And of course, Taipei 101, which is designed to withstand typhoon winds and earthquakes. Ending my day in the night markets full of delicious street food made the city even more special. In Taipei City, I learned Taipei 101 was the tallest building in the world from 2004 to 2010, standing 508 meters higher with one of the fastest elevators ever built. From Taipei, I took a bus ride with beautiful views along the way, going south to Taichung, where I discovered colorful temples and green parks, and felt the slower rhythm of local life. Taichung was Taiwan's cultural art. I enjoyed peaceful spots like Taichung Park and Maple Garden, and I loved the colorful and creative Rainbow Village. In Taichung City, I learned the Rainbow Village was created by a former soldier, Wang Yangfu, also known as the Rainbow Grandpa, who painted his neighborhood to save it from demolition. Welcome in Taichung, in Taiwan. Just relaxing day today. Another beautiful bus ride took me to the southern part of Taiwan, where Kaohsiung welcomed me with its vibrant harbor and artistic vibe. I saw one of the most beautiful subway stations I've ever visited, walked through large city parks, and in the next day I spent hours exploring the incredible Fu Guangshan Temple, one of the most impressive places I have seen in my travels. Although I started traveling years ago, this temple is one of the most beautiful places that I have ever seen. I highly recommend visiting if you come to visit Taiwan. What is this? Before leaving Taiwan, I stopped at the window on the World Theme Park, filled with miniatures landmarks from around the globe. And there we find Panda. Mr. Panda is here. Welcome. Taiwan gave me a mix of tradition, culture, and modern life. A wonderful start to my Asian adventure. وهذا تمثال بوذا الثاني بعد الأول. In Kaohsiung City, I learned Fu Guangshan is the largest Buddha monastery in Taiwan, home to a massive golden Buddha and hundreds of smaller statues.
Hello! Welcome to Ho Chi Minh City!
Wow!
From Taiwan, I traveled to Vietnam for the second chapter of exploring Asia. Starting in Ho Chi Minh City, the streets were alive with millions of motorbikes, bustling markets, and amazing history. I tasted some of the best Vietnamese food and enjoyed a ferry ride on the Saigon River, which added even more excitement to my journey. In Ho Chi Minh City, I learned Ho Chi Minh City has more than 8 million motorbikes, almost one for every resident. You forget it. And this, some of these, and men, another one, now. From Ho Chi Minh City to Da Nang, I took one of the most exciting train rides of my entire journey. A 16-hour trip with beautiful views along the way. Da Nang was a wonderful mix of beaches, mountains, and modern life. Highlights included walking along the corniche of the Han River and watching the Dragon Bridge. I also visited Lang Co, a small town where I traveled for the very first time on a motorbike through the mountains and along the bay, from one city to another, which was an unforgettable experience. I had never tried it before coming here. This is Vietnam gave me both energy and peace, a balance that carried me further on my trip. And take picture. See? It means in Da Nang City Island, Lanko is considered one of the most beautiful bays in the world, with its white sandy beach and turquoise lagoon. The Dragon Bridge actually breathes fire and water every weekend night. This is Da Nang. So next step is Melbourne. Leaving Vietnam after 6 wonderful days in this amazing country, I promised myself to come back again for a longer stay and visit more cities. I headed to Australia to meet my cousins and relatives, people I haven't seen in more than 20 years. This was also my first chance to relax and stay with family for 14 days. Melbourne welcomed me with its culture, coffee and creativity. I walked through Federation Square, admired street art in the laneways, and enjoyed the relaxed Australian lifestyle. Melbourne reminded me how every city has its own rhythm, and this one beat with art and community. In Melbourne, I was lucky enough I could see a kangaroo for the first time in my life.
Please join me to stand for the Australian national anthem.
While I was in Melbourne, I attended the celebration of the Iraqi community in Australia with much music and Chaldean dance. It was a celebration of Akito, the new Babylonian year. One unforgettable stop was the Our Lady da Pino Shrine near Melbourne, a peaceful and beautiful place.
Hello,
Welcome to Australia. In Melbourne City Island, Melbourne is often called the coffee capital of the world, with more coffees per person than almost any other city. After Australia, I returned to Southeast Asia, this time to Thailand. Bangkok dazzled me with a mix of history, religion, and modern life all in one city. In Bangkok, I walked for hours exploring streets and markets. I was lucky to be at the airport during the Thai New Year, Songkran, which is celebrated with water fights, family gathering, and cultural ceremonies.
The Buddha images. Yes, and now
Here?
it is for an example for bumping the Buddha images. Very nice. Wow. Look wonderful. Yeah, this is the Thai traditional activities from Songkran Festival. Every year we have activities.
In Bangkok City, I learned the Grand Palace built in 1782 served as the official residence of Thai kings for 150 years. A short trip away, Pattaya showed me Thailand's coastal side. The beach, walking streets, and nightlife made it a completely different experience. Together, Bangkok and Pattaya revealed two faces of Thailand: tradition and excitement.
This is Pattaya.
Pattaya offered beaches, nightlife, and unique sights. The city's energy was unforgettable, and I also explored cultural landmarks. Walking street is the best place to spend time in this city. In Pattaya City, I learned Pattaya's Sanctuary of Truth is the world's largest entirely wooden temple, carved by hand. Leaving Asia behind, I entered Africa and one of the most historic places in the world, Egypt. In Cairo, I stood before the Great Pyramids of Giza and the Sphinx, monuments that have stood for thousands of years. Here is something incredible. The Great Pyramids was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. Inside the Egyptian Museum, I discovered treasures from ancient pharaohs that felt beyond imagination.
وهذا الكشري التحرير.
I didn't forget to visit Khan al-Khalili market, the nearby popular markets, and walk along the Nile Corniche. In Cairo City, I learned the Great Pyramids of Giza is the only surviving wonder of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
Welcome to
Thank you very much. But Egypt gave me more than history. From Cairo, I took a long bus ride to St. Catherine City in the Sinai Peninsula to visit the famous monastery with the same name, St. Catherine, a place that I was planning to visit for a long time. It is one of the most breathtaking moments of my entire trip. Visiting St. Catherine Monastery added another layer of excitement to my trip to Egypt and this journey in general.
هاي مهمة. هاي أهم شيء. أوكي صورنا.
Besides visiting the monastery, the highlight of my entire trip was hiking up Mount Sinai and riding a camel along the way. The mountain history and spirituality made the experience even more powerful.
يا الله عليك توكلنا.
In St. Catherine City, I learned Mount Sinai is believed to be the biblical site where Moses received the Ten Commandments.
Yes, Amman. Bravo.
From Egypt, I crossed into Jordan with the shortest flight between the two destinations of this journey. In Amman, I explored the Roman theater, which was one of the best of the trip. I also explored the Jordanian Folklore Museum, Jordan Museum of Popular Tradition, but the most exciting part of my visit to Jordan was the baptism site at the Jordan River, the place where Jesus Christ was baptized.
هذا علاوي همكم مصور. داش قلنا صور. هسه نطفي فيديو. نشغل صور. هذه القعدة العربية.
Between the four pillars. Where in the middle between the four pillars and where exactly is where Jesus Christ baptized.
Which four pillars?
It's between the four pillars here. Yes. Now we run into the important place for the sides where Jesus Christ baptized. In the middle between the four pillars. And this is actually before the Jordan River that is in the water, before the high the water here.
Jordan was a bridge between past and present, giving me stories I will never forget. In Amman city, I learned Amman's Roman theater could seat 6,000 people and still hosts concerts today. From Amman, I took a bus going north to Irbid city, where I experienced a quieter side of the country. Away from the tourist spots, I saw the everyday life of Jordanians. And nearby ruins revealed even more layers of history. In total, I spent a few hours walking in Erbil, enjoying its local life and quieter atmosphere.
Here we are going.
In Erbil city, I learned Erbil is Jordan's second largest city and home to several major universities, giving it a young and lively feel.
Ave Julio.
Cesar.
Ah, yes, yes, this is the room. Okay, thank you.
When I was planning and choosing cities to visit for the 80 days trip, I was wondering where I go after Jordan. Then I asked myself, can a trip around the world be completed without visiting Rome?
هذه روما.
My journey carried me into Europe, beginning with Rome, Italy. Walking among the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, and the Vatican was like living inside a history book. Every street, every pizza seemed to whisper stories of emperors, artists, and popes. And of course, the food, pizza, pasta, and gelato, made Rome taste as good as it looked. Like everyone visiting Rome, I couldn't stop myself from visiting some churches and climbed St. Peter's Basilica for breathtaking views. Rome always feels like an open-air museum, with every street whispering stories of emperor and artist.
I record that jump. Is okay?
That was good.
Yeah. You want to see it?
In Rome City, I learned the Colosseum could hold up to 50,000 spectators in its time, watching gladiator battle and grand shows. From Italy, I traveled north to Germany, taking one of the most exciting train trips to enjoy the beautiful and fantastic landscapes along the way. This train trip is a story in itself. I met some nice people on the train and had an interesting conversation for almost 12 hours, but sadly they didn't want to be seen on camera. I arrived in Nuremberg, where I discovered a city rich in medieval charm, with its castle, half-tempered houses, and old town streets. It was fascinating to see how history, even through difficult times, has been preserved here. The Empire Castle of Nuremberg is the most popular tourist attraction in the city. In Nuremberg City, I learned Nuremberg is famous for its medieval Christmas market, one of the oldest and most traditional in Germany. A short journey away, Mönchengladbach offered a quieter German experience. The gardens, church, and slower space give me time to reflect and recharge before continuing west.
هاي يوم المرأة العالمي. يعني هذا مركز المدينة، لا؟
اي اعتقد
هذا روسمان.
هذا الأرض الماركت القديم، يعني هذا كان أقدم ماركت، أول ماركت أعتقد.
أول ما فتحوا. إيه. هاي الساعة 8.
I came to Mönchengladbach to meet my cousin, who invited me to cross the Dutch border to see Venlo, a charming little city.
وننطلق في الرحلة مع أبو رامي. سلم على الجماعة. أبو رامي.
تحياتنا للجميع. إلى هولندا.
إلى هولندا.
Wir fahren zusammen nach Niederland. Venlo.
Netherlands. From Mönchengladbach.
والآن سيد بشار أمام إحدى الكنائس في هولندا في مدينة فينلو. هاي أمام كنيسة في فينلو. لا نعرف الاسم.
In Mönchengladbach city, I learned Mönchengladbach is home to one of Germany's top football clubs, Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Welcome to Agadir.
Thank you.
From Germany, I decided to cross into Africa again, and I arrived in Morocco. Agadir welcomed me with sunshine, the beautiful beach, and the garden of birds. In Agadir, I learned about the unique argan trees and their many uses.
هذا الورق. عالي. ما في. هذا.
In Agadir, I also enjoyed the beach and the ocean breeze, a relaxing stop after many busy cities. One of the highlights of my time in Agadir was visiting the Agadir Ofila, the ancient fortress that offers panoramic views of the city and the Atlantic Ocean. The history embedded in its walls tells a story of reliance and rebirth, especially after the tragic earthquake of 1960.
استعداد للانطلاق. نحن هنا في أغادير في المغرب.
One of the most exciting spots in this amazing journey around the world in 80 days was riding on an unforgettable boat trip on the Atlantic Ocean, an experience that occurred for the first time in my life. In Agadir city, I learned argan oil made from the nuts of argan trees is called liquid gold and is one of the Morocco's most famous exports. When I was walking on the beach, I met some wonderful locals who were kind enough to share their stories with me on camera. Their warmth and hospitality made my visit to Agadir even more special.
في شاعر عراقي بيكتب شعر الحب فقط عن المرأة. قال لي بأن أنا رحت لما كنت بالعراق عشان يعني أقتني قنينة حليب لبنتي عندها 6 أشهر. لما جيت لقيت يعني البيت كله انهدم على أمه وإخواته الذكور والبنات وجدته وبنته. لما شفت الصور والله العظيم كنت أبكي الليل كله، وكتبت قصيدة رائعة بالمعاناة التي أنا سمعتها وشفتها بالصور عن بنته. وأنا تحية كبيرة عالية جدا لكل نساء العالم، لكل نساء العربيات المناضلات، لكل الطفولة. ونتمنى من هذا الموقع، من هذا الفضاء اللي هو فضاء البحر، فضاء الشمس، فضاء الجمال، من هذا الشخص الذي أتى هنا لزيارة المغرب وأكادير من أجل الزيارة.
Another long bus trip took me at night from Agadir to Tangier, from the south to the northern part of Morocco. In Tangier, I felt the energy of a city at the crossroads of civilizations, where the Atlantic Ocean meets the Mediterranean Sea. Here is a fascinating detail. On a clear day, you can actually see Spain across the water. That's how close Europe and Africa really are. In Tangier, I visited the point where the Mediterranean meets the Atlantic, explored the Hercules caves, and walked through the Medina, which is the oldest part of the city.
This is the point where Mediterranean Sea meet with Atlantic Ocean.
صعب.
صعب. In Tangier City, I learned the Hercules Caves sea opening is actually shaped like the map of Africa.
This is Barcelona.
Thank you.
From Morocco, I took another short flight to return to Europe again, this time to Spain. Barcelona immediately captured my heart with its color and creativity. Gaudí's Sagrada Família and Catalonia Square looked like something out of a dream. Did you know that Sagrada Família has been under construction for over 140 years and is still not finished? Walking along public streets and squares, tasting the food and people from everywhere made me feel the heartbeat of the city. Barcelona was alive in every way.
Sorry, I record you. Is okay? I can publish YouTube. No problem. Thank you. So if you see yourself in YouTube, don't be surprised.
Barcelona.
Barcelona was full of energy. I came here to visit Spotify Camp Nou, my favorite football team, FC Barcelona, where the team achieved a victory in football history. I took an excited walk to reach Montjuic Castle, which made me feel like stepping back in time. The castle, with its rich history and strategic location, offers a unique perspective on Barcelona. Walking around the castle grounds and taking in the views of the city below was a peaceful and enriching experience, an ideal way to conclude my exploration of Barcelona.
Catalonia. This is Catalonia.
This is Catalonia, exactly.
In Barcelona city, I learned the Sagrada Familia has been under construction since 1882 and is expected to be completed in the 2030s.
De acá salen unas fotos muy bonitas, aprovechamos aquí y acá vamos a entrar a la catedral de Lima.
Welcome to Lima.
Thank you. Gracias.
After I spent 2 beautiful days in Barcelona, and when I reached day 74 in this amazing trip around the world in 80 days, I wanted to visit a country in South America to include the 6th continent in my unforgettable journey. Then it was time to cross the Atlantic to South America, where I landed in Lima, Peru. Lima blended colonial charm with modern energy. I explored the historic center when I visited the Real Felipe Fortress, one of the most significant Spanish constructions in the New World. The fortress was named in honor of King Felipe V of Spain and was completed in 1774. The Real Felipe Fortress also played a pivotal role during Peru's fight for independence. It endured several attacks and sieges, including one led by Admiral Lord Thomas Cochrane, and was the site where Spanish forces eventually surrendered to the Republicans in 1826, ending Spanish control over South America. Then I enjoyed visiting the Magic Water Circuit at night, where I discovered Lima's natural beauty. But what stood out most was the food. Peruvian cuisine is world famous, and now I know why. I also explored La Merced Church, Plaza Mayor, and the catacombs at San Francisco Convent, before finishing my amazing visit to Lima in Miraflores, the most tourist spot in Lima, where many tourists stop and visit.
Cheers, Lima, Peru.
In Lima City, I learned Lima is called the City of Kings, founded by the Spanish on January 18, 1535, on the Day of the Three Kings.
This
Pollo a la brasa.
chicken, Peruvian chicken.
Chicken grill, Peruvian.
Yeah. And this?
Chimichurri, ají, mayonesa.
Mayonnaise. This Peruvian salad. Welcome to Jacksonville.
Thank you! As my journey reached its end, I made my final stop in Jacksonville, Florida. White beach, riverside views, and local culture made it a relaxing conclusion to such a fast-paced adventure. It was the perfect place to slow down and reflect before returning home. Exploring Jacksonville should include stopping at Friendship Fountain and then visiting the Museum of Science and History. In Jacksonville City, I learned Jacksonville is the largest city by area in the continental United States. And just like that, in 80 days, I had traveled around the world, from San Francisco to Taipei, from Cairo to Rome, from Barcelona to Lima, 21 cities, 12 countries, and 6 continents. When I finally landed back in Toronto, I realized this was more than just a trip. It was the fulfillment of a dream I had carried since childhood when I first heard about the famous novel Around the World in 80 Days. And that completes my journey around the world in 80 days. What began with a flight from Toronto to San Francisco has now come full circle. Even though this trip took place back in 2018, I am so happy I finally had the chance to share it with you here on my channel. Through this journey, I felt so connected to each of you. I met many people who reacted with this journey, and I feel thankful to you all for coming along with me and for watching this trip to the end. I hope you enjoyed the full details as I showed the cities that I have visited in this trip and named the places that I stopped. And the most important thing is that I enjoyed meeting people and learned at least one lesson from each city that I stopped at. I am waiting to hear from you about which country you would love to visit if you could pick one. And have you ever dreamed of doing a trip like this? Do you wish that you could travel around the world in 80 days? Or what's the maximum days that you can stay in one travel outside your home? Do you prefer to travel to only one country on a trip? Or can you visit more than one country in each trip that you travel? Answering these questions will help me know what people really like about traveling. In the meantime, in my next video, I will answer all the questions you can write in the comment section below, including the most common questions people have asked me about why did I choose this route and these cities for my around the world in 80 days journey. So don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have about this trip, or share your comments on what you saw in this video. See you in the next video about around the world in 80 days questions and answers.